I think there's an important distinction around be you because we want people to be themselves fully. Now, in that, so there's definitely things that they can work on, but the goal is to be more authentically themselves, not in the buzzword kind of way, but like really behaving in a way that aligns with who they are, and not so much around change. I'm directly trying to oppose that you are not enough. Right. When I look at entrepreneurs, it's almost there's like this feeling like if I had a little more information or I knew a little bit more or whatever, but there's so much that they already have. If they just processed it a little bit differently, that they'd have a lot of the answers that they're actually looking for. It's not like pursue knowledge because you're less than. It's like trying to really align yourself with who you are. And that's the primary objective. And then with that, of course, if you have the ability to do 10 if that's what you want to do. But you're not forced to. You're not less than. Those goals that you have, if you want to learn more about a topic, go learn about it.
Absolutely.
But you want to behave with that knowledge in alignment with who you are. That's precisely where I'm trying to go.
Yeah. Most people don't take the time to learn who they truly are. They just want to be distracted.
Right. And that core identity is what makes them feel lost. If you feel like you're lost, you're probably not behaving like who you are. Right. So we
Absolutely.
want to reduce this feeling of lost, of not knowing or any of that and gain that direction. And that's what the clarity in your identity does for you.
Yeah, it's about reprogramming the program, right? A lot of times, because we all have been programmed a certain way, it is so hard to say I'm screwed up or this isn't working correctly. I got to reprogram. It's like you talk about in the book, unlearning.
Right.
It's like unlearn, but then you have to learn again.
Right.
It's not just about some people just quit things or be like, okay, I'm done with this and this. But what actually, by you quitting that, is going to kind of come in and replace that with something more prosperous.
That's why I developed the whole system called the MyOS, my operating system.
Yes.
Right. The manifesto is your way of articulating who you are. Right. When you can articulate that core identity, now you see it. It's easier to look at something and kind of hold it up against it. Right. So if I say this is my definition of a good man, and I'm facing a situation, I can literally
Yes.
look at it and say, okay, I want to align with my definition of a good man because that's closely aligned with the best version of myself, and I want to be able to make decisions that way, and then I can defend them.
Yeah.
So it is your operating system, right? That's what we're pushing
People
for.
want to change too, and they're too lazy to change.
Right.
I mean, the reality of it, right?
Well, and when they're lazy to change, sometimes it's just because they're lazy.
Right.
But most things that I've come across are fear driven. So if I'm
Yes.
afraid to, the same thing with the comfort zone. It's not about get out of your comfort zone. It's about expanding your comfort zone.
100%.
What, like, hey, get out of this spot where you
Yeah.
feel safe and go into this. You don't know how to swim, but let's go into the deep water. It doesn't make any sense,
Absolutely.
right? But if you teach them how to handle the deep waters, then their comfort zone has expanded, and that's really what we're trying to do. But you're strongest when you're being yourself, not faking like you're someone else. You're strongest when you're being yourself. So try to put yourself in a position of being yourself as much as possible and removing the fakeness. I've got a friend, and he does well. He does fine, but he always wants to pick up the tab. He always wants to look like he's got a lot more than he has. And he does this on dates and things. And it's like you want a woman to fall in love with who you're not, or with what you have that you don't have. It's like be you, right? Make sure that you're representing yourself well, and you're gonna have better results.
Yeah.